made an observation. I watch everybody stand a little taller, be a little bit more concise in their words. Watch everyone be clear on their communication. Not that you don't possess it, but I've talked to all of you individually. I've seen how you communicate. I see how you show up. I know, for the most part, comfort levels. I can tell when comfort levels shift. But watching everybody just stand up, and it was really interesting. It occurred to me when Jacob said on that rock, I said, everybody has done this. They get in this position of power and do this. And do this. Everybody's done it. Everybody's done it. That is, to me, the core element, the core principle that you'll need as you are navigating your business. You have to show up in that power. Like, every single time you don't show up in that is when you start making concessions, start making resignations, and start taking less money, or going for the wrong clients, or presenting offers that are not aligned with who you are, or creating programs that have nothing to do with where you're trying to go in your business, what you're trying to do in your business. And so it's very important for you all to embody that sense of comfort that you had here, because you spent the days with us. Now you feel comfortable. But what if you exercise that around people that you don't know, with new clients, with new contracts, with new corporations that you're working with new. What if you exercise that there? You show up in that same power as if, because you're abundant, then I'm here and this belongs to who I am. Like, because it is what I am. This is a part of my abundant story. I'm giving it my time because I wanted a part of my narrative, right?
Yeah.
I'm giving it that space because I wanted a part of my narrative. I think if anything I walked away with this weekend personally was that bit about time. Because my automatic go-to for everything is a waste of time.
Yes.
I will say that about any and everything. It's a waste of time. I am so petty about people. And in one instance, it has served me because it has helped me to manage my access. I'm very, I'm real petty, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't like the way his left nostril flares. You know, I'm just like that. I'm very much like that. I'm very much like that. But I've learned, and I've always been like that. And I remember when I was younger, my mom and my sister used to get on me because I wouldn't want to speak to people. But no, something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something dirty in the water. Because the moment that I did, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, for me, it has served me in that way to be petty like that. But when something shows up that is in line with who and what you are, where you're wanting to go in life, what you're looking to do in your life, and you're not standing in the confidence of your abundant nature. You're not standing in the confidence of, I know that cap. Let's do the cap, and let's just combine authority and authenticity. All right? K is
knowing.
Come on. K is
knowing.
A is
authenticity and authority.
Authority and authenticity. K is
knowing.
A is
Authenticity and authority.
And P is
Permission.
Yeah, permission. I was like, wait a minute.
permission. Y'all forgot that because that's the one that we're dealing with today.
Permission.
Permission. First day, I dealt heavily with your knowing. Yesterday, I dealt with that authority and authenticity. I gave you tools to show up in your authority in your business, to market yourself. Today, I'm giving you permission now to be that. But I'm not going to give you permission. I'm giving you permission to give yourself permission to be that.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm saying that to say, but see, those things are things that I've had to learn about it. I was very, very comfortable with my knowing. Very, very comfortable with my knowing. I started getting more comfortable with that authority, authenticity thing, more and more. I'm like, y'all ready for this authenticity thing? But here we are, you know. But that permission thing is very interesting, because permission, sometimes we think about, like when I use the word permission, we think about, like, you know, you go on a field trip, and your parent signs permission slip, or my mom gave me permission to spend the night over their house, or we automatically go to this, right? Permission like that. And we're not the ones getting permission, we're the ones giving it.
Wow.
even if it's to ourselves.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you the biggest one that Cliff and Betty and I talked about yesterday. And I was cracking up. I was like, I couldn't wait to get to today. But giving ourselves permission to receive.
Yeah.
Give ourselves permission to receive. Receive what? Receive. To what end? Reception. For what, Flo? To do what? Receive. Because, again, most of us have never been the Dead Sea. We've been the ones that have been flowing out on one of those small towns that have, have water and it's flowing out into a river. Then, 100 years later, like, that river used to be there, now it's dried up. That's us. That's most of us here. That's most of us here. And so, giving yourself permission to flow means giving yourself permission. Give yourself permission to receive, rather, means giving yourself permission to go into bigger water. Guess what you can't do when you leave? Play small. Fuck that. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. So, add that zero to it, like you told us yesterday. Add that zero to it. Add that bit of opulence to it. Add that bit of extra to it. Y'all know I'm gonna do it. I love a little extra. But add that bit of extra to it. Do it. Why? Because that is the next level of authority. And that's the next level of permission. Give yourself permission to show up authentically in your business. Show up authentically in your life, in relationships, everywhere. What I gave you applies everywhere. I'm using it for the technology of business, right? But why? Because it's my way of communicating who I am to you. Because it's never just business for me. Never. Never has been. Never will be. I used to apologize for that. Because then I feel like less of a businessman because I'm getting into the depths of this. Now I've created a whole context that makes it all make sense. Who I am makes sense. And guess what? I got into an argument with my dad some years ago because he wanted me to come to North Carolina to MC their Easter concert. At this point, I hadn't been in church for probably 4 years, and 3 or 4 years. And I got done. I mean, anybody who's ever seen me in that element knows I just go and I do what I do. I show up. I'm going. If I got a word for you, I'm gonna give you the word. If I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna sing. Whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just show up in that space. My dad is sitting downstairs in his room, and he calls me down there. He's watching the video from the night, and he's like, it was so good, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, it was good. It was good. And he said, you see yourself? I said, yeah, I see myself. He said, you know where you belong? And I said, where's that? He said, ministry. I said, I do ministry. Yeah, I do it. He said, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you belong in that pulpit. I said, let me ask you something.
Such a genuine moment. I love it.
But I said to him, let me ask you a question. He said, yeah. I said, did I come and do what I need to do? He said, yeah. I said, were people helped? He said, yeah. I said, were people changed? He said, I believe so. I said, then where do I belong other than in who I am? That's that decontextualizing your identity. My dad ain't said nothing to me about it since. Because the conversation before that was me telling him that his religion was a mixture of Judaism and Greek mythology. But he didn't like that.
He didn't like that.
He didn't like that. Because he was trying to force me to go to church. I was like, I will go to church. You don't have to force me. I don't know why you thought that. Anyway, I'm saying that to say, but see, give myself permission to show up that way. Even in that space. That other people leave that space hurt. Other people leave that space messed up and broken and can't go back to it. And then certain people do go back to it and get stuck there. But give myself permission to flow into whatever space, whatever existence, whatever way of being that is necessary for the time. That's the huge part. So like that's really, if I could say anything about the weekend, like walk away with that permission. Be creative in your business. Like be creative in your life. Be receptive. I love, people who are graphic designers often hate the iterative process because they get so married to their work. They get so married to it. I learned probably when I was like 16 or 17, don't get married to the work because it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the client. And so because of that, I love this iterative process when we're going back and forth and I'm receiving critiques and they're telling me this is what, because ultimately it's not about me. It's about me delivering something to them that they're happy with and that serves their needs. Because guess what? Even if I don't like it, I get paid. I'm getting something out of it. But here's the amazing thing. When I needed a creative outlet, I could do projects that didn't pay me much because I got that release. There's a balance, so to speak, of that in business. Not really a balance, but you understand what I'm saying? There's that duality that exists. Like sometimes you gotta do shit you don't want to do because it has to be done. But be creative in it. Instead of trying to find an outlet outside of it, make it. Because again, you create the context of your business. So just like me, I wanted to do business consulting, but there was a part of me that's creative, which y'all saw this weekend. I incorporated into it. Has it been like a little learning curve for people? Yeah. But guess what? I've had to get creative even in the learning curve. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm telling you, give yourself permission, because it removes you from having to divide who you are in order to exist in two different spaces. It allows all of you who you are to show up. And that's where innovation, that's where revolutionizing thoughts and opinions and ideas, and that's where they come from. When you give yourself permission in your life, in your business, to create right there, because by nature you're a creator, because the content that you're actually in, that is your business, that is your life, you created it. And so you can innovate it as well.